like a show, I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey, coach, put me in the game.
It's week 16 of the National Football League, and this one will feature Kendall Fuller, who's stating his place among the league's best with 6 picks this season. It's the Commanders and the Niners, next on Madden Football.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Washington Commanders and the San Francisco 49ers. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand, and CD, you look at Washington coming into play here. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. As a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run what they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And here's Trey Lance leading this 49er offense onto the field. Some very big expectations for the second-year signal caller.
I think his task in this game is really simple. Eliminate the turnovers. He threw 2 interceptions last week. I can't believe I led with that because he had 3 touchdown passes.
Right.
So there's a lot of good that he did. But he's got to take care of the ball better. The ball has to go to guys wearing the jerseys that they're wearing this week, not the opposition.
Set, ready.
Now the number 8 rusher in the NFL last season, it's Elijah Mitchell. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down, second and right at a yard. This defense for the Commanders, they were very strong in the win last week over the Giants.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. Christmas Eve here in 2022. A big slate today of Saturday games. But we will have, ready for this, a triple header of action on Christmas Day tomorrow. I think it's pretty safe to say we won't have a white Christmas in any of these places, however. We start with the Packers and Dolphins in Miami at 1 Eastern. Then you got the Broncos and Rams from Los Angeles. And then finally, the Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern in the desert. Plus one more for good measure on Monday. Once the family's all gone back home and Grandma's puttered out of the house, grab the leftovers and sit back and watch the Chargers and the Colts from Indianapolis. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. They'll be brought out by a player who was undrafted back in 2015 out of Old Dominion. Last season, his first as a starter. It's Taylor Heineke.
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdown passes.
And they got the win.
So I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 3rd down, Heineke. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. They give him 27 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll run with Gibson. And he's able to pick up the 1st before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. 42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. 1st and goal from just inside the 5. They'll run with Gibson. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Washington with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. Gibson is going backwards as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up. The loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder. And they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort.
Dotson has it. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Commanders post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
The extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers because... upgrade there, his play gets that much better too.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, here's Mitchell. And some space here. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. They'll go option to the short side. And he'll be brought down just outside of the 30. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
Check right. Black one.
Up the middle, here's Mitchell. Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Davis Price will try to pick it up. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1, you know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. No sweat from Montez Sweat that time as he makes that stop look easy.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
2nd down, here's Davis Price. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now, a 3-point swing right there.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And this won't get there, won't be on line either. It's no good, off to the right, but there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this. Okay, so the personal foul penalty. And those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. And Lance now to throw. And he'll just get rid of it.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Lance looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this is going to be intercepted. picked by Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Definitely not the ideal time to see that mistake, partner, because this is still a one-possession game, and that's at least a field goal that just vanished with that turnover. Now, pressure's on defensively to prevent that pick from turning into points for the other side.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Gibson here running out of the gun. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. Returnable here from the 38. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Well, the Niners going back on offense now late in this first half. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Ready.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Lance. That's complete to John Ross. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And that is no good. He gave it a good run. That wasn't more than a foot or so wide to the left. And this will stay at a 7-point game.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Final play of the half here. Heineke. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. Some great games coming up on Sunday, highlighted by a 1 o'clock matchup in Miami. A good test for the Dolphins as they'll take on the always tough Green Bay Packers. From there, we're off to check out another game. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Then, on Sunday night, wrap up your Christmas day with a great one in the NFC. The Bucs and Cardinals at 8:20 Eastern Time. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Washington. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first two quarters. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they had a little bit more success on the ground than their opponents did, and that just set them up well for the second half to come. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak. And for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Second half about to start. The Commanders have the lead. They'll get it first as we are back underway. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it first and 10. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. To throw is Heineke. And he will find his man Samuel. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On first and 10, it's Gibson. And he can only manage to get a couple. Second and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on third down to keep the drive going. But it winds up falling incomplete. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it first and 10. They'll start with Davis Price on the ground. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations at second and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
So first and 10 now from the 30. Lance with a tap forward on the jet sweep. And he'll lose yardage here. Going down back at the 28. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
He gets 12 on the keeper there, but now it's third down. They'll try and pick it up with Mitchell. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Rivera scowling down on the sideline, and he's thrown out the red challenge flag.
The previous play is under review.
The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
have to review the
So
play.
that challenge
Ruling on
not
the field
successful
stands.
there. That's going to cost him the first of his timeouts.
Yellow, line, switch, yellow.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
Holding, offense.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
And Lance again going to keep it. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Still 15 yards to go. 2nd down.
Black wall, opposite, green, stand, hut.
Lance going to hold on to it. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. And that'll go for a gain of 18 on the keeper. 1st down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time. Back now here in Santa Clara. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Davis Price on 1st and 10. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Yellow, Smith, red, blue, check.
They run over center with Mitchell. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
From the gun on 3rd down, Lance. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. As the Commanders make their way out on offense, let's take a peek at the playoff picture in the NFC. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Here's Gibson to start the drive. And some room to work. And this is going to be a Commanders 1st down as he's able to take this up to the 30-yard line.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell them to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Now Heineke. That's Samuel, caught left side. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. It's a 1st down Washington on a pickup of 18. A give up the middle to Gibson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 73 yards rushing now for Gibson. He's got a 1st down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
They'll run this one right with Robinson.
Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Tackle that time by Jarquiski Tart. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
Straight ahead, Gibson.
Down to the 25. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
Here's Heineke. And he finds McLaurin. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 12-yard line. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A handoff for Gibson.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
2nd down and a run by Robinson.
And a short pickup there down to about the 9. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7. And now the question everyone's wondering, look at the clock, late 4th quarter, do they put the ball in the air here on 3rd?
I don't. I run the football, and I tell my offensive line, no leakage up front. I don't want my running back hit as I hand the ball off to him. I don't want any type of an issue. But if I am going to throw it, quick throw, out to the perimeter, maybe one of my best receivers running a quick slant or something like that.
Heineke. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin. A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Well, that was absolutely ideal for them, wasn't it? Trying to salt this game away. I think one of my kids just graduated in the amount of time they had the football. That was absolutely impressive.
Everybody wants those salt away the game drives. What makes them successful?
Well, when you're able to mix run-pass, when you're able to control the football and stay ahead of the chains, I'm using every cliche I know, but that's how you get it done because you're not taking negative plays, and that way you're able to run what you want to run when you get a chance to call it.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
So Lance and the Niners down by 2 touchdowns. 1:06 to play. They've yet to score all game long, but now they need to do so twice in short order to have a shot. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Mitchell.
On the ball. On the ball.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man complete. Lance now on 1st down. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel.
On the ball.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Lance. And this one too low. So a victory here for the Commanders.
And they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough. But, yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys are nails out there.
So for the Commanders,
that's now 5 wins on the campaign as they get the job done here. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, it's another loss as they now fall to 4-11. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.
I'm the best, I'm the best, let you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. I'm the best, let you know. And I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. For the bike and they know I'm in prison. He wanna talk, but he not on the schedule. I ain't taking no from my boy heavy. I'm the best and you heard what I said. Spend all the money, I'm dripping, it's falling. Got on it, then it's dripping like water. Teaching the but I don't have a daughter. I know me, I can pick up when I call her. Working big and it don't hurt to break, cause I'ma always do it how I wanna do it. Every time he leave know he needs to know I got him running to it. I'ma need to pull the mail before we talk it that I'm waking up and thumbing through it. Running like a runner do it. Stun on her till like a stunner do it. I'm the best, and I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. I'm the best, and I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. Top dog like I manage. I'm the really damaged. I came out and make the channel froze. I'm really who the panel chose. Put my name up like a banner boat. Acting tough and I'ma let her go. Name her who got a better flow, but she can hang it up just like a telephone. Stick me up with the cost 10K to let it come see it. Hands that me, I make it come treat it. Spin, make it come beat it. I want the new in the machine out. Jewelry be cold like the temperature 0. I'm the hardest, they call me the hero. Heavy then they know what I be on. I'm the best, and I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold. I'm the best, and I got it, on my own. Get my way up, you know, go. If I touch it, then it's cold.
My God, oh God, this is son of God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes better. Why these tell me? You can join the journey, you is worthy. Just allow me, no. Kicking down your door. Bloodsuckers, I see this industry is filled with sheep. People that pretend to be something that they will never be. Oh my, I just need some little old peace of mind. The sons of kings, the ghouls, the gods. The moon, the light, the fools, the facts. My God, oh God, this is son of God level. The sun, the sky, you can see the vibe. We ride the high, always on a high level. So open up your eyes, baby. I can never be controlled. Let them know. 500 helicopters driving me gonzo. But they want you just to envy. Let them see it. I'm the first to say it, now it's time you just believe it. I got too many fakes, made lots of foes. These people cold. Talk down your dreams because they know they can't come close. Don't shake no hands, just to your friends. I walk alone. I see both sides of other titles. You need to grow. Have you lost your mind? But I ain't like the others no more. God, I'm learning lessons as I go. You're only wasting time. Tell the devil there's a door. Praying God is only trying to test me for the glory. You'll always want more.
and girls. I got some true stories to tell. You're back outside, but they still lied. Whoa, yeah. Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi, take off the money phone, take off the car loan, take off the flex and the white loss, take off the weird jewelry. I'ma take 10 steps, then I'm taking off top 5. Take off them fabricate streams and the microwave memes. It's a real world outside. Take off your idols, take off the runway, take off the Cairo, take off the Sandro Pay, 5-day stay, take a $250,000, hella final. Take off the fuck flag, take off perception, take off the cop with the iPad. Take off the allure, take off the unsure, take off decisions I lack. Take off the fake deep, take off the fake woke, take off the I'm broke, I care. Take off the gossip, take off the new logic that if I'm rich, I'm real. Take off the Chanel, take off the Doja, take off the Birkin bag. Take all that designer off and what do you have? You ugly, you out of pocket. 2 ATMs, you stepping to what? You out of pocket. Who you think they talk about us? You out of pocket. Who you think they carry up for us? Get back in pocket. The world in a panic, the women is stranded, the men on the run. The profits abandoned, the law take advantage, the market is crashing, the industry wants to sleep in the box while they making a mockery following us. This ain't Monopoly, watching for love. This ain't monogamy, y'all getting jumping on what the hell is that? I gotta relax when I feel. All my descendants, they come in my sleep and say I am too real. I'm done with the sensitive, taking it personal. Done with the black and the white, the wrong and the right. You hoping for change and miracles. I know the feelings that came with burial cries. You ugly, you out of pocket. 2 ATMs, you stepping to what? You out of pocket. Who you think they talk about us? You out of pocket. Who you think they carry up for us? Serving up a look, dancing in a drop. Hello to the big step, but never lose a count. Venting in the safe house. Venting in the safe. Can I feel out my truth? I got nothing to lose. I got problems and pools. I can swim with my fate. Cameras moving whenever I'm moving. The family suing whatever I make. Murder is stacking. The president acting. The government taxing my funds in the bank. Homies ejecting the fence when I'm breaking. Look at my reaction. My pupils on skates. Holla. Let's think about this for a second. Tell me what you would do for status. When you show your show, no credit. When you show your bro for leverage. What a hypocrite said. What community feel they the only ones relevant? What a hypocrite said. What community feel they the only ones relevant? You out of pocket, yeah, you out of pocket. You entertain the mediocre, need to stop it. You entertaining old friends when they toxic. What your life like? You gossip. What the fuck is council culture, dog? Say what I want about you. I'm like Oprah, dog. I treat you like I'm Jigga. Watch I own it all. Oh, you worry about a critic? That ain't protocol.
Yeah. Sound like some superheroes. Some black superheroes. Oh yeah. Every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto. Need a black superhero. Every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto. Need a black superhero.
You need a role like me. Military mind stated, and I keep a in a degree. You can label me a Huey P. Made a martyr out of Martin, out of Malcolm, out of Mega. I refuse to let these dirty devils make Michael a beggar. A hero CEO, I will go Magneto for my people. Give me liberty or death, that is my credo, not my ego. Dressed in a tuxedo, into party, alter ego. Killed your leader in gazebo, did it for the people. Love what motivated, I did not do it for hatred. But I truly hate the devil, I cannot debate or fake it. I was asked a question and the asker thought it hard. If I was facing death and I could ask one thing of God, I would ask for every to be free here and abroad. And to be rightfully celebrated as a child of God. And to be rightfully celebrated as a child of God.
Need a black superhero. Every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto. Need a black superhero. Our own kind took nip from us. Money still reading God we trust. Truthfully, with envy, so why we so envious? And why our own kind envy us? Pac said it's hard, but we gotta keep our head up. Going even though we know we fed up. It's hella tension, plus we ain't careful where we all pay attention. I need all my real soldiers on the front line, fighting for the right just one time. So unstoppable together at the same time, with the same mind. Yeah, we're born to be high and always above what's beneath us. So
every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto,
need a black superhero.
every block, every hood, every city, every ghetto,
Need a black superhero.
I'm talking bulletproof kind of suit, reflect the struggle that they put us through, with the strength to fight the power like Chuck D do, with the insight to be equal. Note the skies needed a voice that finds reason to multiply. People in the streets for the cause, marching on Washington miners will be walking through walls. Type of superhero show up when ain't no one to call, that'll shield you from them sheep.